Hey everybody, welcome to our 5th episode of Tiger Talk for the 2021 school year.
We're your hosts. I'm Jevin Johnson. I'm in 5th grade.
I'm Carolyn. I'm in the 4th grade.
I'm Miller. I'm also in the 4th grade.
We are E students at John Tyson Elementary School in Springdale, Arkansas.
We are empowered to connect with you through this podcast thanks to East and our principal, Mrs. Pogue.
Today, we're talking with our awesome coaches, Coach Smith and Coach Lamar.
Welcome. Please tell us a little bit about yourselves.
So I'm Coach Lamar. I just graduated from the University of Arkansas this past May, and working here in Springdale, just get my foot in the door and get my name out there to start PE and coaching in the future.
And I am Coach Smith. This is my 10th year at Tyson. I also graduated from the U of A back in 2011. I am married to my wife, Ebony, and we have a son named Kendall.
Since we do not have parents or visitors at school this year, please tell our listeners some of the fun things you are doing in PE.
How are you?
So some things we're doing in PE now is just creating different activities for socially distanced environments now. With the coronavirus pandemic this year is different than any given year in a normal PE setting in class. We have to be mindful of who's touching what and who after who is touching what, and cleaning all the equipment in between class periods.
This year has also afforded us a chance to actually lean on our students and you guys for creative ideas and games that you all like to participate in while we're in PE. So you guys basically get to decide the direction of the class, how games are run, and it makes it more fun for everyone.
How are you working to keep kids safe during PE?
Well, we have a mandatory mask rule where everyone must wear a mask while they're participating in PE. However, they are allowed to step outside of the door and take a short mask break if needed. We also have to sanitize all the equipment before and after each class period. Each student is assigned a pause spot that they must sit on during the duration of the class.
We surveyed the JTE students and asked what they would like to know about you. Are you ready?
Definitely.
Yes.
Evan asked, what did you do when you were our age?
Jonathan would like to know something you did in college.
Okay, so something we did when we were your age. Okay, so y'all fourth grade. So one thing I was doing was trying to learn how to play the guitar. I was never too successful in it, but something I did get successful on, my dad taught me how to detail cars. So now as I get older, I detail cars and work on cars still, and I'm 25 years old. So.
And I was a gym rat because my dad was a coach. So I was playing sports, baseball, football, basketball, and I was learning how to play the piano.
Jonathan would like to know something you did in college and how you achieved it.
Well, in college, I actually started playing the piano for my church. I was able to connect with some family members of mine that actually played full-time musically, and he showed me a lot of different ideas and a lot of different chords and things for music that you use. And so I actually started playing for my church, and it's been 10, 12 years, and I still play to this day.
That's awesome.
So I'll say something I did when I went to 3 universities. Or I guess the first one was NWAC Community College up in Bentonville. I went to UCA in Conway, go Bears, and finished up here at the U of A for the Razorbacks. And it probably took, I believe it was my 5th year, starting my 5th year, I was able to get in at Fayetteville High School, the football team, and actually help coach. And I did my coaching practicum there. And that was a real exciting moment for me because that was a vision I had set when I started school, was to coach. And then I got to the opportunity to student coach. And so that was something that really helped propel my dream towards coaching and being in PE.
Nice.
Hasai, Rachel, and Godfrey would like to know why you wanted to be a PE coach.
I did not want to be a PE coach. Having two parents that work in the school system, and my dad is a teacher/coach, I did not want to be in the schools at all. I wanted to be a pediatrician. However, in that line of work, you have to be able to control your emotions. And I'm a person that's very sympathetic. So if someone is sad, I feel sad. If they're crying, I feel the urge to cry as well. And that's not allowed when you are a doctor. You have to be able to hold yourself together in the presence of people who are sad. So I knew I had to change. And the pediatrician that I was working with at the time, she suggested that I be a teacher. And I volunteered at the Boys and Girls Club in Fayetteville. And that was all she wrote. Now I've been teaching for 10 years and look forward to teaching many more.
Susanna asked, what's the hardest part about being a coach?
The hardest part about being a coach? Well, I just started this year, but I have been in schools the past 3.5 years through the U of A. And the one thing I would say that was I guess this year is probably different, like I said, than any other year. So the hardest thing I would say as far as this year would be following the CDC guidelines and trying to keep everybody as safe as possible with their masks up above their nose throughout their time in PE, while also keeping everybody socially distanced. It is fun because we get to, like Coach was saying, we get to make up new games, and y'all get to pick different new games and activities that we're doing in PE. And we get to figure out how we can do that and make it safe for you. So that brings a new interesting realm to the PE lesson planning area.
For me, I would say the hardest part is when you guys are fifth graders and we have had you for some time, and then we get to see you guys progress onto middle school. It's happy times and we celebrate it, but then it's also very sad because we love you guys so much. And so as you guys mature, you leave us, and so we don't get to see your beautiful faces every day.
Julian asked what sport you like to teach.
I like to teach them all. I would say for me, the easiest one to teach is probably what I'm most familiar with, which is basketball.
So for me, I'm about the same. I love to teach all sports, but my favorite is definitely football.
Shepard would like to know your favorite PE game.
Mine is Jailbreak.
I would say mine definitely be Jailbreak for the older kids. For the younger students, I love a game called Cookie Monster. It's basically sharks and minnows. You'll have a shark in the middle, and everybody's running from one baseline to the other baseline. And the sharks or the Cookie Monster in the middle is trying to get everybody they possibly can by tagging them in between the baselines when they're running.
Gerardo asked, what's the funniest thing that has happened when you were working here?
Well, we were playing a game once, and a student, many, many years ago, we're playing, I believe, Capture the Chicken, and maybe Capture the Flag, and she went to grab my flag. Well, she caught onto my pants, and she pulled my pants down.
That's funny.
Zoe would like to know if you have any secret talents.
I would say the detailing, car detailing. So I can take the dirtiest car and the salvage yard, and in about 5 to 6 hours have it looking like it's sitting on a dealership.
That's cool.
Gabby wonders what your favorite sport is.
My favorite sport, although I said I could teach basketball the easiest, my favorite all-time sport is baseball.
guess I would say my favorite all-time sport is football.
That's nice. Giovanna wants to know who your favorite sports team is.
I don't have a favorite sports team. I tend to like the actual athletes individually. So, like, if my favorite player goes to a different team, I just follow wherever he or she may end up.
So I'm definitely the same way with the NBA because players move around so much. It's kind of hard to, unless you're from an area, to just say, oh, this is my team. So I do the same thing with following players. As far as NFL, the Steelers are my team. Black and yellow, wave the terrible flag. And for NCAA, of course, is the U of A Razorbacks. Diehard fan. Woo big.
Justice wonders what your favorite holiday is.
Christmas, as it just passed. I love to give and see all the smiling, happy faces around Christmas time, but then also Easter for what it represents.
Those are my favorite two holidays as well. Christmas, for the same thing. I've got 3 kids, so it is a joy to see them get to enjoy their presents that Santa brought them and play and rip the paper. It's very it's such a blessing, really, to see it. And Easter also for what it represents.
Nice. Nasley asked what your favorite food is.
It depends on the time of year and how I'm feeling. Of course, I like soul food, which is like fried chicken, like greens, sweet potatoes. But then I also love pizza or any type of Italian food, spaghetti, cheese sticks, you name it.
Nice.
Yes, soul food is my absolute favorite food. I could sit down with a plate of that every night if my stomach would allow me.
Jasper asked, how did you get so muscular? Like, literally, how?
Just being consistent and working out. I tend to work out 3 to 6 months out of the year and then just eat whatever I want the rest of the year. So I tend to gain weight, and then once I hit a certain weight, I work out and I lose a lot, and then I put it back on.
So for me, I probably from the time I believe I was 12 years old, my dad started taking me to the gym, and I've really just been training ever since, off and on. You'll take your breaks. You'll go through different periods, but as long as you keep at it and have a goal in mind and keep chasing it, you will get there.
Lindsay would like to know if you guys weren't coaches, what would you be?
I honestly have no idea. I would like to say I would be a musician. I would also like to be a doctor, but I feel like since I've been at Tyson, I've never imagined myself doing anything else.
That's a good question, actually. I'll start off by saying, but for me, I also couldn't see myself in anything else. So when I came to the U of A, I didn't have the best GPA coming out of UCA, and they were talking about I may have to switch my degree and change it from kinesiology. So I went through every single degree the University of Arkansas had to offer to see where I could see myself going in which area, which field. And I did not see anything that interested me in the slightest bit. So I just worked hard, raised my GPA up, and got to stay in kinesiology. And I really feel like this is the area I'm supposed to be in.
You ready for this one? Charles challenged you to a one-on-one in basketball. Do you think you can handle it?
I could definitely handle it, but he would have no shot.
Yes, we'll have to get that one-on-one. We will have to get it.
Lots of kids wanted you to know that they love you so much.
As you know, our school mascot is a tiger. If you're a tiger, what sound would you make?
Roar. Roar.
Nice.
are trying to spread positivity. What is the best way you know to spread positivity?
Treat others the way you would like to be treated. Share love and smile.
Yes, I will co-sign the treat others the way you would like to be treated, and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In that way, you treat others how you'd like to be treated. So, if you wouldn't want anybody to hurt your feelings, you won't hurt anybody else's feelings. Basically, is what that's saying.
Wow, this has been so much fun.
We learned a lot about you today.
Thank you for talking to us.
Up next, we hope that you and your family had a safe, healthy, and happy holiday season. In our next episode, we'll be adding a new segment. Stay tuned to find out what it is.
Tiger, talk to you later.